Today on the show, free Red Dead Online items, rewards, and all the best purchases you can make for this week. Welcome back to another buyer's guide video for the week of April 12th through the 19th here in Red Dead Online. Every week we do a full in-depth review and reminder of the best things to buy for your money. Money and gold are king in this game, and it's never good to be wasting it, so this video has you covered with everything you need to know. If you enjoyed this video at any point, or if you just find it helpful, let me know by dropping a like on this video, and if you want to stay up to date and in the loop with everything Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Online, consider hitting that subscribe button with your notifications turned on. Also, just a quick announcement before we jump in. I'll be in Nashville this weekend, so I'll have a few videos scheduled to keep you all entertained while I'm away. If there's any breaking news, I'll be sure to discuss it with you all as soon as I'm back. Probably won't be anything, as you all know, but I pledge to keep you all in the loop, so that's what I'm going to do. We briefly mentioned in my money and rank up fast guide yesterday, but let's talk about the free rewards, as free stuff is always appreciated in weekly updates. This week you will get exclusive rewards just for leveling up your account, and since the levels are arbitrary and these rewards are not based on like an actual accumulated amount of XP, the lower level your character is, in fact, the easier it will be to obtain these free items and rewards. So if you gain 1 rank, you get the Blue Water Marsh treasure map. If you gain 3 ranks this week, you get the North Ridgewood treasure map and a free ability card of your choice. And if you rank up a total of 6 times this week, you will get a Lake Isabella treasure map, 2 free ability cards, and 150 Red Dead Online dollars. In total, that amounts to 3 treasure maps, 3 ability cards, and 150 bucks. Now next up is the 30% off all repeaters and shotguns. Let's break down each repeater first, then we'll talk about the shotguns. And also, when we discuss the damage outputs and the damage of each of these weapons, remember, a player has a total of 120 HP, 100 for their health ring without any tonics, and their health core remains for the 20 HP that's left. Now, the carbine repeater deals 37.25 damage and has the smallest ammo capacity in class. It's slightly more accurate than the Litchfield. This, coupled with the lower damage, means you'll be reloading quite often. Thankfully, it does have a good reload speed, and I'd recommend swapping it out for really any other repeater, as they are more practical than the carbine repeater, but as your starting repeater, it certainly comes in handy at those extremely low levels. The Lancaster repeater deals 42.55 damage and has the greatest accuracy of the repeaters. This makes it much more reliable than the Litchfield and the carbine, and it really isn't lacking in any stat and is overall a very solid weapon, and it's like a jack of all trades but master of none in terms of repeaters. The Evans repeater, on the other hand, deals 42.55 damage as well. It's slightly less accurate than the Lancaster, but it also holds almost twice as much ammo, and this can be seen as a good trade-off in PvE, as the loss of accuracy isn't really that big of an issue, and you can make use of the much larger ammo capacity it offers. Just keep an eye out on that ammo count though, because if you use all 26 rounds, you'll need to reload, and you'll most likely need to take cover to do so you don't take too much damage or die in the meantime. I always recommend reloading frequently with any gun if there's a slight break in the firefight. You know, I try and avoid firing all rounds in my weapon and being forced to reload at that point, if that makes sense. Now moving on to the Litchfield repeater, it deals 53.25 damage and is extremely inaccurate when trying to fire the weapon as fast as possible without paying attention to that weapon's bloom. This makes it difficult to land shots, which makes it an overall unreliable weapon unless you take that extra half second to lock in your aim, which for some players may be troubling with the weapon sway and the screen sway, or if you just don't let that bloom circle close and then you fire. So it's heavily advised to use Paint It Black if you plan on using this weapon in PvP, because you don't want to wait to pace your shots with the Litchfield. You just want to be able to fire and kill your opponents as fast as possible. In PvE though, if you are accurate, it is a pretty decent weapon. Now, when discussing shotguns, there's 2 kinds. There are the long arm shotguns in this game, which account for most of them, and then there is one sidearm shotgun, with the exception of the LeMat underbarrel shotgun, which we will be excluding from this list because the LeMat revolver is not part of the discounts for this week. I want to go over the sidearm shotgun first, which is the sawed-off shotgun. Sawed-offs aren't really comparable to long-arm shotguns, obviously. It's a one-shot kill up until 10 steps away from players. They make for a good dual-wield set and weapon when using 2 medium to long-range long arms, however, and that's how I would recommend you use it. They fire very quickly and have a very high DPS when in very close range if you can land all the pellets, as well as access to 2 special types of ammo instead of just 1 compared to other sidearms. However, their limited range and high rate of fire makes them chew through ammo very quickly. So you have 2 options here. here. You can use a repeater and a rifle as your 2 long arms. That way you have the dual wield sawed-offs for extremely close ranges covered, with the repeater for medium range and the rifle for long ranges. They can be scoped, they're not scoped, doesn't really matter, and the range you'll be using it at. But you can also use a repeater or rifle in 1 long arm slot, and then a long arm shotgun to fill the 2nd long arm slot, and then pistols or revolvers as your sidearms. If you're running a long arm shotgun, here are some detailed stats of your favorite shotties. The double barrel has the highest damage per pellet ratio, thus the most damaging at further ranges, but because of its poor accuracy and large bloom sizes and the slowest bloom shrink compared to other shotguns, you really need to use painted black to take full advantage of it. It's a one-shot kill up until 15 steps away, but it still does 108 damage at 20 steps away. It's obviously fine for PvE, but I recommend a shotty that holds more than 2 shells, but for PvP, I think this shotgun really shines. It's always been my favorite ever since the February 26th update from 2019, and it's never really been nerfed either. It's just constantly a top tier PvP shotgun in my opinion, and there's a reason lots of players use it. Next up, the pump action shotgun has the best accuracy with the smallest bloom sizes and fastest bloom shrink speed out of any shotgun, which makes it the most consistent for one-shot kills. It also has a one-shot kill range of up to 15 steps and also deals 108 damage at 20 steps away. It's the most reliable in general and could be used for all content in the game with good performance. This applies to both PvE free roam and PvP. Like I said, I think the double barrel is a little bit more effective in PvP despite its lower ammo count, but for PvE where it's better to have a higher ammo count than higher damage weapons, I roll with the pump action shotgun. After that, we have the repeating shotgun. This shotgun is essentially a little less accurate with slightly larger bloom sizes than the pump in exchange for 1 extra shot. Maybe more preferable in PvE, but not for PvP stats wise. If you want a more accurate PvP shotgun, opt for the pump action. The repeating shotgun is a 1-shot kill up to 15 steps away, and damage per shot drops off to 95 at 20 steps. Lastly, we have the semi-auto shotgun. This weapon has horrendous accuracy with the largest in-class bloom size and also an incredibly slow bloom shrink speed, and its increased rate of fire is kind of irrelevant when you're actually aiming down your sights because it's so insignificantly faster than other shotguns with a fast fire rate. However, when hip firing, that's when you'll notice you'll have a much faster rate of fire. Thus, it's best used with the slippery ability card since all accuracy is standardized and shotguns should be hip fired using that ability anyway, since hip fire has a smaller bloom size than aiming for shotguns when affected by SB. The other use for this weapon is against legendary animals. If a predator is charging you down, whip out the semi-auto shotgun and hip fire and take that thing to the ground. You'll take it down with ease, and if you plan on actually aiming down your sight to take down a legendary animal, you can really just use any shotgun with painted black and you'll get the job done just as easily. The semi-auto shotgun can secure a 1-hit kill up to 15 steps away, and the damage drops down to 101 damage at 20 steps away. The maximum 1-shot kill range for all of these shotgun shells are not always 10, 15, or 20 steps though. Through different tests, the sawed-off shotgun can still be a 1-hit kill up to 12 steps. I've found the double barrel up to 18 steps, the pump action at 15 steps, the repeating shotgun at 16 steps, and the semi-auto at 15, but I was just giving you the 10, 15, and 20 step range so you can kind of see generally how far away you can be from your targets and gauge that in gunfights to see, is it worth using this weapon or should I switch to a different weapon or not. Now next, we have the 40% discount on all stable slots, horse tonics, horse food, and the war and work horse breeds. When it comes to the tonics and food, just buy max of every single item. They're on discount and you'll be covered for literally ever with them. I highly recommend you also check out the Red Dead Online catalog on your web browser to buy 99 of each item. It's the same catalog as in game, but if you check out the link below, you can buy max of 99 items and the rest get sent to your camp lockbox or post office. Don't rely on the in-game purchasing for buying max of items because you can't buy as many as you can off the catalog, and also it tends to freeze up with the processing transaction loading wheel, so I would just recommend you avoid it. Now, when it comes to the war and work horses, yes, the difference between the absolute best horse and the absolute worst horses are overall not as significant as you may think, with the stats bars accounting for speed and acceleration making less than 1% differences with each bar, but to say that there are no differences at all and it doesn't matter is dishonest. And so I have a spreadsheet linked in the description below for you to check out the war and work horses and see where they fall in line compared to other horses in the game. This spreadsheet has all its horse stats, health, acceleration, speed, and stamina broken down into points, and horses that have a higher amount of total points are ranked at the top of the list compared to others that score low in each category. The horses ranked towards the top of the list are objectively better that way than horses listed towards the bottom, not by a whole lot, and it doesn't mean that you should get rid of a horse you really like despite it not being ranked as highly on that list, but to say that there is no difference in stamina, health, acceleration, and speed stats with any horse is false, and it's also a flat out lie. So if you like the truth, check out the spreadsheet and you can have some fun seeing exactly where your horse clocks in terms of its base stats, excluding any saddle or stirrup upgrades. Now also, in terms of the horse stalls, just buy all 10. It's always nice having a big portfolio of horses. You know what the saying is about having options. Options and choice are always good. But I really just wish we had more so I didn't have to constantly sell one horse from a stall constantly to make room for others that I want to use. But with all of that said, I think we'll wrap up this video right here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this in-depth video of all repeaters, shotguns, and horses on discount. I wanted to take the time to go in-depth with everything to make sure you can make the most informed purchases this week. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video today, and if you did, hopefully I earned your like on it. And of course, if you are new to my channel and want to stay up to date with the best Red Dead Online and Rockstar Games content, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out on a single thing. We consistently talk about updates, news, tips, tricks, and even leaks, and we'll keep you guys updated here on the channel daily, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you want to follow me over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected with me outside of YouTube, and you're more than welcome to ask me any questions on there. You can follow me at HazardousHDTV, and all of my social media links can be found in the description down below. With that being said, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next Red Dead Online video. Adios, amigos.